Hello, welcome to the Cosmic Outpost. My name is Alex, flying solo this week, and we've just watched the episode Knock Knock of the latest Doctor Who series. Tricky one for me this week because from all accounts it should have a really nice, clear, fun, mysterious storyline. The story, as we always look at, basically Bill and some red shirts move into a student apartment and get eaten by space weevils and then regurgitated once they figure out what to do. Yeah, lots of clues given in the script. Very basic. Oh, the tower is unsafe. Don't go there. Well, okay, that's clearly where we're going to be going. There were parts when there was so much thunder, I thought they were going to break into the Rocky Horror Story. There's a light over at the Frankenstein place. You know, I was all expected the dun 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 dun, you know, to jump in. I was really disappointed when the guy hooked up his decks, dropped the needle, waiting for the violins. What kind of a student has like violins on his decks? I don't know if you can get vinyl violins. Did like the Doctor Who removals, TARDIS pitches up. Oh, you just load your stuff in and out it comes. And so, you know, Doctor Who was very good in this. In fact, I would go so far as say Peter Capaldi saved this story for me. He had some great one-liners in there. He delivered them really well. Just the way he handled this clunky script at times. They had to throw in some basic education for Bill. I'm a Time Lord. What's a Time Lord? Oh, it's Time Lord. It is. What do we do? Oh, we have wing collars. That's a description for nobody who's ever seen Doctor Who up until this season, that we've got some Time Lords coming. So there's going to be some, just some foreshadowing story technique in there. And, regeneration. Oh, forget about that. Don't worry about that. Regeneration. So Bill's obviously going to be wondering all about regeneration. When the guy was being creepy, because we had David Suchet in here, delivering some pretty terrible lines of dialogue, I have to admit. And he was like, ding, with the tuning fork. Ooh. Okay, nobody's like freaking out about it. I mean, I know it's a story. I know your characters aren't supposed to bat an eyelid at, oh, look, there's a guy twinging a fork and knocking and all the creaking. They're not supposed to do that, their story, but come on, there's got to be some common sense in there. Really, for me, it only started good getting about halfway through until, when Bill said to the doctor, "You're not leaving, are you?" Of course not. Brilliant. Then we had the story on, and that was the unfortunate thing for me. Realistically, we could have started, the credits end, Doctor Who's moving Bill in. Saved herself a whole load of time. Pavlov getting knocked off, first of all. Okay, that's all you really needed in the pre-credit scene. It reminded me so much of a previous episode. It was almost as though the writer said, hey, you got a gig? The producer said to the writer, we've got your Doctor Who gig. Here's the Doctor Who playbook of horror, weird stuff, and even more weird stuff. Try and chuck in some script around that. That'd be great. So in the Forest of the Night, you had all these mysterious trees. Yeah, about as scary as that M. Night Shyamalan film, The Not Happening. There was the God Complex. Quite a nice story. Doctor Who gets trapped in a hotel. They were trying to bring in elements of that. You then ended up with just literally the empty child storyline where nanobots transformed a whole load of people into this injured child. Replayed here with space weevils transform people into wood to save the girl. So, of course, at the end, we knew all these people that had been horribly eaten in a lovely particle effect, a la mummy scarab beetle, to come back. But screw the other kids that have all come before. No. We're just going to have these ones because that's probably all the budget we've got. That's where, unfortunately, this story didn't capture that intrigue and mystery. Part of me thought I was watching a Hammer horror, don't go into the basement kind of thing. coupled with some Scooby-Doo. You know, it really didn't work for me. There was one point, you know, the Doctor clearly said at stage, "You're his mother. You know, you must take control." Oh, okay, I'll wave my hands and control the Space Weevils, even though they're controlled by a sonic tuning fork. It should have been exactly, you know, if you're borrowing from the Doctor Who playbook, what did Christopher Eccleston say to the empty child? Go to your room. He took control of them and took on the mother's role, reacting to the child. If the mother of David Suchet had said, "Stop this at once," but mother, stop it, dear. Well, you know, they could have had that a much easier sort of transition. The big story thing for me to get across to you guys is sometimes your fans do know what you should have in your story. So sometimes you've got to think like your fans if you're writing a story. The crux of the villains in this episode: Space Weevils controlled by a tuning fork. Some kind of vibration, something to do with sound, something to do with sonics. Now, if only Doctor Who had something, I don't know, that could vibrate, make a funny noise, you know, maybe kind of put a portable device that he could like do stuff on the sound, you know, something like a sonic bloody screwdriver. Oh no, we've got some Space Weevils. They react to high frequency sound. Weep! There we go. We got rid of them. Awesome. I know there's no story plot, but think like your fans. Your fans will be shouting at the screen, "Doctor, just use your bloody sonic screwdriver. Come on, just use it." I know the story won't get told, but be a writer. Think of it in a different way. So, yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Lots of potential in this story. Some excellent characterization by Peter Capaldi, but really didn't quite deliver. You know, the hope at the end. We had a glimpse into the grand story arc where somebody's being held prisoner in the vault, and they're playing Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. And then when he tells them, lots of children got eaten, you know, he plays a happy tune. I'm guessing that's probably the master. You know, if Doctor Who tells him that something happened to some innocent people, the Master's going to be happy. Yes, thanks for joining us on the Cosmic Outpost as ever. And I've been Alex, as again, Flying Sailor with a little TARDIS. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.